Was this passion or did it cross the line? The 2025 Ryder Cup is over and the Europeans won. But the real story goes much deeper. Let's be honest, this Ryder Cup had everything. Fans that were louder and ruder than ever before, matches that shifted on just a few feet of grass, and a European team that once again walked away with the win. But here's a truth that a lot of people are missing. The European team didn't win because they were more talented. They won because they made more putts. And that wasn't luck. It was strategy, it was teamwork, and it was an elite level green reading that the American team simply could not or did not match. So in this short video, I'm going to break down the 2025 Ryder Cup, why the fans mattered, how putting made the difference, and one skill that you can take away from this Ryder Cup that'll help you score better on the golf course. Listen, I love passion. I love rooting on your team. I love that international competition and the razzing each other and all of that. Love it. That's what the Ryder Cup is about. It's intended to be a little bit wild and loud and boisterous. But when fans are dropping the F-bomb in front of children and criticizing and attacking players mid-round, it's crossed a line. Yeah, cheer for your team. Yeah, root for your country. Yeah, get excited. It's not like the Masters where you have to be absolutely quiet and prim and proper. But you do have to have some respect and decorum. We need to put an end to these fans going over the line above and beyond. Cheer for your team. Be a man. Have some testosterone, some oomph, some passion about it. But also be a gentleman and be polite and respectful while rooting for your team. You can have a great Ryder Cup environment without going over the line. When it came down to it, the Europeans simply made more putts. But it's not luck. It's a simple fact that in match play, 10-footers win cup. But the real story is why they made more putts. Let's talk about that now. Here's some behind the scenes things you probably don't know. In preparation for the Ryder Cup, the European team practiced reading greens together and sharing lines and getting a concept. Then they did that same thing out on the course. They read each other's putts. The Americans didn't practice that together in preparing. And then on the course, everybody was reading their putts like a lone wolf without getting input from their playing partner. Second strategic thing is, if you noticed and watched, especially in the early holes on the early rounds, the Europeans made much more conservative lag putts early on to gain confidence and to get comfortable with the speed of the greens and the subtle breaks at Bethpage. And that paid huge dividends as the Cup progressed. A third strategic thing that they did, and I don't know if this was on purpose or it was just one of those things that happened, but on multiple crucial putts, it would seem like the Europeans had their approach shots where one guy is 12 or 18 feet from the cup and another guy is 6 to 10 feet from the cup on the same line. And so the guy who was playing first would give his playing partner the line. Now we all know the best green read is seeing the ball that rolls on your line just before it's your turn to putt. Now you have the line and you've seen the speed. You're going to make more of those putts. And again, I don't know if the Europeans did that intentionally or if it was just a fluke, but I suspect that it was a large part of their strategy and that as much as possible it was intentional. The Americans did not do that. Fact is that green reading is the most important skill in golf. You need to learn to read greens. You need to take advantage of the opportunities when someone is putting in front of you on or near the same line that you have. That's why we spend so much time on this channel on green reading and looking for subtle breaks. That's why I use and teach a method called the EGOS, Expert Green Reading Operating System, because it helps you get the line and the break correct every time. That's a good reason to subscribe and check out the other content on this channel. So yes, the fans were loud, but they didn't affect the outcome. There was a situation where Rory McIlroy was about to hit and the fans were dropping F-bombs at him. He looked at the fan and said back, F you, and I think that was out of line too, although the fans probably deserved that. Then he hit the shot 2 feet from the stick and walked up and made the putt. So yes, the fans were loud, and the simple fact is yes, Europeans won because they hold more putts. But the real reason they're holding the trophy is smart putting strategy, teamwork, and better green reading. If you want to use and understand the same elite level putting and green reading skills that the Europeans just used to win the 2025 Ryder Cup, that's what we teach on this channel every week. So stick around, take the easy tap in on that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Share this video with a friend. Put your thoughts and comments about the fans or other things below. Check out this video on the screen now. And until next time, here's to you, reading greens better and holing more putts.